Welcome to Unscripted with JJ and Jamie. Today we have Jackie Marks with us. She's with ALG Vacations, and she is a dear friend of ours.
Absolutely.
That the first time you met us was in Windermere, Florida.
Yep. Your home.
In our house.
In your house. That was one of my favorite business calls, sitting on your couch. You know, just absolutely getting to know each other. I mean, that's what this relationship is all about. We started from a couch, and look where we are today.
Back
on another couch.
Yes, exactly. And I will never forget, don't bite off too much.
I know. Little did I know about JJ, how competitive he was. I learned quickly when he was like, I have these aspirations, these goals. And he started throwing out numbers of what they could do and what we could do together. And I was like, whoa, slow down. No, they did not slow down. They exceeded it, they crushed it, and I love it.
Oh,
yeah.
That's wonderful. So Jackie, my first question to you is going to be, how did you get into the travel industry?
Yeah, good. I love talking about entering this industry because I love this industry. So I've been in the industry for 28 years. And when I went to college, nobody really talked about careers in travel. So I got a double business major. And I started looking for jobs like everyone does. There was no internet back then. It's like hard to say that that's how old I am. So, you know, recruiters would come on campus, and I was going through all of these interviews thinking there's got to be something else. And I ended up taking a job briefly with Mercury Marine Outboard Motors. And I started my career there, did the typical corporate job. And I just, you know, if you don't love your product, it's really hard to do a good job, no matter how much I got up every day and saying, I love boat motors, I love boat motors. I had some guy's dream job probably, maybe a girl too that loves boat motors, but I didn't. So I went into the classified ads, which yes, that's how we found jobs.
That is how we found jobs.
The phone book.
Yes. This was our life back in then.
I know, isn't it? And like you tell your kids that and they're like, what? So I went to the classified ads and saw FunJet Vacations. And I thought, FunJet, I've never heard of that. I didn't travel a lot as a kid, so like we would go to local water parks or Great America. We'd only done one trip to Disney. That was the only time I'd ever really been on a plane. And so saw FunJet, thought, what can it hurt? I'm going to drive down to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, walked in the doors, got the job and never looked back. It was amazing. I joined a family-owned company that was run by the LaMacchia family at the time, very iconic family members of the travel industry, and they were amazing. They taught me everything about travel. I had the business side, but I just had to learn the travel side. And so many times people don't think travel is a business. It is just like every other business. It's hard, you have to work, you have to scrap, you have to do all the things to make your business successful, just like people who sell any other product.
Wow. Absolutely. Wow. Go ahead, Nurjay.
Speaking of product, tell me about Hyatt.
Yeah.
That was a big announcement, you know, coming through at the end of the pause.
Yes, yeah. So, you know, as I said, I started with a family-owned company, the LaMacchias. We then were in a merger situation with Apple Leisure Group, and that's how we became what we are today. And then 2.5 years ago, Hyatt came in and bought us. And I remember when I started my journey on the first merger of our company, that the CEO at the time, Alex Sosaya, said to me, he said, Jackie, this is your future. This is where we're going to go. We're either going to be flipped by another private equity, we will go public, or we'll be bought by a big box hotel. And I remember thinking, why would a big box hotel want us? Like, I mean, I was proud of us, but I thought that's a whole nother league. And fast forward to getting through the merger and getting through COVID, I really thought the chance of somebody like a big box hotel wanting to acquire us was still small. But I guess it's that humbleness that I don't realize that we are strong and we are valued in this big travel space. Sometimes you feel like you're just this little tiny thing that nobody really notices. But Hyatt came in, said, we love what you're doing. We love your hotel division. We love your vacation division. We want to double down on all-inclusive. We want to double down on leisure. And they acquired us, and they paid a lot of money for us. And it was still, a lot of money. And it was still kind of COVID too. Like we weren't fully out of COVID yet. That was 2.5 years ago. And it has been like amazing. Forever home. I hope forever home. I think it's our forever home. But yeah, they really love what we're doing, and they've invested in us, and yeah.
I just thought of something. Remember we had lunch with you, like I think during this transition, and it was kind of, I don't know that it was public yet, but it was like there, you know, and I remember you saying, because at that time Doug Stroud was doing basically parks, cruising, and getaways. Do you remember what you said? Like, You wanted Doug, like you.
Oh, to focus on just yes.
And you were one of the reasons why Doug.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we've told him, but he maybe forgot about that. But
that was
like,
Dreams Bahamitas lunch.
I remember we were sitting with our backs to the beach, and then JJ and I can't remember if Ray was there, but I remember
Ray was not there. Lisa
was there. I think Scott Weissman at the time.
Yeah, Scott was there.
And so it's funny because like in the evolution of businesses, it's like sometimes, like you said, you don't realize what you've got. You stay humble and these things. And I just remember you saying, this is big. Yeah. And if we if you could just have Doug just focus on on these products and learn and dive. Yep. And we trusted you, and it's so funny because I'm like, to take Doug away because he's a very talented. He is. A very talented person. He's our MC at our conference, so he's very talented. But that was, one of the reasons because we knew we were gonna be breaking into parks, cruising, and getaways. Yeah. And then that was actually one of the reasons why we put Doug there.
Yeah, we were so grateful for that because we needed that focus to be able to grow to the next level of the business we wanted to do together. And so we were very grateful you gave us that attention.
And it was great because you reaffirmed something we were already thinking. We knew that we wanted to grow the 3 business units, but we knew we needed to grow them separately, not with the same person over all 3. So. That's when we brought in, the vice presidents, and so we can focus on each of those individually. But when we decided to really grow the all-inclusive, the getaway side, it was important for us to find a company that, had a remarkable reputation that could provide the products, but also to be kind people. Yeah. At the same time. So we reached out to one of our dear friends and had that conversation with her before we actually made contact, with you guys.
Kim Goldstein.
Kim Goldstein, yes, absolutely.
Has nothing but amazing, and she owns a travel agency of her own. And
she's one of our very, very dear friends. Yeah. And she's somebody I like to play flip cup with once in a while.
I think I've seen that on Facebook.
We like to have fun, work hard, play hard.
That's the crazy thing is that I think that, like you said, people don't see this as a business, but because we do, we're friends with the people we do business with. Oh,
absolutely.
And we celebrate when we're celebrating.
We win together, we lose together.
We do. Yeah. And it's such a journey. Yeah. And it's like you said, JJ had told me he wants to get into getaways, and I said Kim was the only one really because I live in a little magical bubble we call the Disney bubble, and he and Kim talked for a long time, and she introduced JJ to you guys, I think, and it's like it's just so amazing to partner with people like JJ said that align. And then was it 2 years ago or last year you guys started the kindness initiative? Can you tell our friends a little bit about that?
Absolutely. I love talking about kindness. So, we have always been a company that believed in care and kindness. Our purpose at Hyatt, which was part of who we were before even we were in Hyatt, but we care for people so they can be their best. And we, back in the day, started the gratitude stuff before gratitude was the cool thing to do, honestly. Like we would start meetings with gratitude. We had a wellness director again before wellness was like this buzz thing. And we invested in all that because we believed that, being kind and caring about each other is the foundation of any good business. And so we decided last year that we took it to market, and we said, we need to share who we are more publicly. If people want to do business with us, we should say this is who we are and we're proud of it. So we started our kindness movement, and we decided to establish 3 pillars of kindness so people could understand that kindness is not being nice. Being nice is the easy thing. You hold back your tongue, you don't say the tough stuff, but kindness is doing the hard stuff. It's like having true conversations to help somebody, to care about somebody. And the 3 pillars are kindness to yourself, kindness to others, and kindness in travel. And the reason we put the first pillar there is because so many times we think that kindness is just doing charity work, giving back, being a good person and all that. No, you have to take care of yourself. And this is a hard industry. We travel a lot, and you need to do what you need to do to fill your cup up. And we actually use the term that I love on the airplane. The only thing I probably listen to nowadays on the airplane, but is put your oxygen mask on before helping someone else. You have to fill that up. You have to do what you need to do personally and professionally. And many times we think that we can just skip over that and go right to the stuff that's for other people, and we can't, because if you do, you'll lose yourself. So we do a lot about that and really investing in what they need to grow themselves personally, professionally, and then we focus on giving back and doing things for others in the second pillar. And every destination we go to, we give back to the local destinations. We've done paintings, we've done plantings, we've done animal shelters. We're going around the United States right now doing in-market events. And we're giving back to children in need with books and pajamas and things to make their nighttime, better. So we always try to find something to partner with, because we believe that we don't exist without the communities we serve and the destinations that we sell. So we have to give back to those that give us the success that we all have. So we encourage people on that side and just to give to others. And then lastly is kindness in travel. And that really was about appreciating the diversity and the inclusiveness of this industry. We are a culturally diverse industry, and we need to acknowledge that, respect it, embrace it, learn from each other. So our 3 pillars have been really our guiding force, and we did a kindness conference this last year. Loved it. Dwayne, thank you for allowing him to participate in our kindness conference. But it changed my life, and it changed many people who attended. I've heard testimonials from people that said, nobody's ever taken the time to just send me to a conference to invest in me and to understand how I can be a better person, how I can be better for my family, how I can appreciate diversity, how I can do things differently. So it was, in 28 years, probably, it still gets me a little emotional. One of the best things that I've ever had the opportunity to be part of. Because, we are so focused sometimes on bottom line, but we're all human. And if we don't start with that human and that emotional connection and taking care of each other, what does it matter? Like, honestly, what does it matter? No one's going to remember how much we sold or how much money we made. They're going to remember how we made them feel, 100%. And they're going to remember how we impacted their lives. So I'm very grateful that I work for an organization that allows me to impact people's lives beyond just the numbers.
That's something great to hear. I always say it, but I say it without as many words. I say it's always a relationship business.
Yeah.
Or I think we've talked about this before. In a world where you can be anything,
be kind.
Yes.
I saw you post that on Facebook, and I sent you a message right away, and I said, this is why we love each other so much, because that is a saying we use all the time as well. Yeah.
I love it.
Well, what can you tell us about your products, or the audience about your products, the extent of your products, the number of hotels and your destinations?
I know. So that's why I color my hair, because otherwise I'd go gray with all the.
Me too. Everybody's like, I'm not a blonde. I'm like a really dark hair.
Yeah.
And people see old pictures, and I'm like, oh no, I have a lot of gray.
Oh yeah, the gray's.
A lot of gray.
Yeah, my last appointment, my hairdresser said, okay, I think the gray's finally coming through, and I'm like, finally, you've been covering it up for years. But yeah, so we are constantly innovating, and again, the only way you don't change, then you die. And so we have constantly looked to push the boundaries. So we have the core Mexico, Caribbean, Hawaii product. We've invested a ton into Europe. So when you think about Europe, it was closed during COVID, and so we had a chance to really transform our product. So we made a lot of investments into 32 airlines that we work with now, everything from Condor Airlines, TAP Air Portugal, Singapore Airlines, Egypt Air. So we want to make sure when people think of Europe, they think of our company, something that maybe they haven't in the past. So we've spent a lot of time and money investing in airlines, DMCs, technology. So Europe is on fire, and we feel really, really proud to be somebody who can confidently give you a product to sell in Europe. And it can be scary. Like, that destination isn't, if you don't know it, we've tried to take the fear out of it. We've created a lot of curated itineraries, marketing tools to really make it easy and less intimidating to get into Europe. So Europe would be one thing. We're going to be entering in Q2 the luxury space. It's also something that our company has made a big investment in. We realize that the luxury traveler is different than, and again, it's not about being better or it's different. It's different. And they have different needs. When they stay at these 5-star hotels, they want their exclusive bottle of wine in their room. They want these different touches, and they're paying a lot of money to have these special touches. So our luxury line will launch in Q2, and it will be 450 hotels across Mexico, Caribbean, Europe, Hawaii, domestic. And we've chosen because they stand out as 5-diamond hotels or things that make them luxury. They had to meet certain qualifications. And then we're going to have value adds that they get that are special just to that traveler. And then we built a concierge desk who will do nothing but service this traveler and this agent. Wow. So let's say they do want to take a tour that is completely off the radar of what we do. We'll go figure it out, we'll build it, we'll get it, and we'll do it. So pretty much we've trained our concierge team to say yes is the only answer. Wow. So we're really excited to launch this luxury line. So those are two of the really big investments that we've been making to really grow and invest differently into products that maybe we're not known for, luxury in Europe, as much as we are our core set.
Yes. One more question.
Yeah.
Is I know how much you travel.
I do.
You do travel.
Yeah.
And I stay up on your Facebook.
Yeah.
But and some of the images I see you are still with family quite a bit.
Yeah.
You do a lot of things with family. How do you adjust, when your work life and your travel life or your family life?
Yeah, I think as people that are very active in our family lives and in our personal, and I should say professional lives, you guys know how tough that is. And I have a 28-year-old daughter and a 24-year-old son, or she'll be almost 28. And so when they were growing up, I made the commitment that my job that you see today was very different when they were little, actually. I made a deal with the owners of the company that I would do anything and everything to run the company from behind the scenes initially, because I just couldn't be on the road as much as I am today. So back then I did, operations, I did revenue management, did groups, did marketing. And that was the best thing that could ever happen to me, because I knew how to run the company from behind the scenes before I went front facing. Mm-hmm. And so when the kids were older, I was able to start traveling and really now talking about what we do and engaging with the travel advisors from a perspective of, I'm not just talking about this, I've lived it for the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. So now fast forward to today, and I have a daughter that's married and a son that's got a great job. They both have great jobs, great people in their lives. And so for me, I always make sure, no matter how much I'm on the road, that I'm checking in with my family. I'm doing those phone calls, those FaceTimes. I have one that lives in Boston, one that lives in Minneapolis. I'm in Wisconsin. And then we plan. We're intentional with our planning of our time and our trips together. So if I'm somewhere that I can tag on at the end of the trip, them to come see me and us to spend time together, even my friends. Like I just was in Secrets Playa Blanca with Carson Cressley, who is our travel advisor champion. And we had a blast there. But then my girls met me at Cozumel, and I took a ferry over and I spent some time with the girls over the weekend before I had to travel again. So we do that, and we really make sure that we stay connected. And again, I probably text my kids every day. They're what matters at the end of the day. And so planning travel, being intentional, doing those FaceTimes, and really making travel part of who we are. Mm-hmm. And obviously that's the benefit of being in travel. I'm taking the whole family, my son, his girlfriend, my daughter, her husband, and my husband and I are going to Portugal this year. So I'm really, really excited. It's the new up-and-coming destination. So we're going to spend some time bouncing around between Portugal. We're going to Ibiza. I hate to say it even out loud because it's like, I know it's the Miami of Spain. But I'm going to be bumping in the clubs with the kids. I'm going to try to stay young and kind of take in the Ibiza scene just for one night.
Oh, I've seen you. You can hang.
And then we'll end in Barcelona. So yeah, it's really exploring this amazing world with my family as much as I can and taking that in.
So you're an MD. I'm a memory doctor.
Oh, I love that.
Memory doctor.
Love that. That's going to be at the end of my title now going forward. So yeah, and my daughter got married at Dreams Playa Mujeres a year ago. So we had 215 people that we took down, and that just tells you the extent of our friend and family group. Like they've never seen a destination wedding that big. Like they literally freaked out when they heard there was going to be 215. And these hotels have done a lot of weddings. Yes. And I always tell this funny story because when we were planning our wedding and I told them, we're going to be over 200, and they said, we've only done one other wedding, and it was an Indian wedding, and it was 192. And I said, well, we're going to be over 200. We're going to beat it. We're going to be the new all-time record. And they said, well, just so you know
She's not competitive at
all. We talked about that, being competitive. And they said to me, well, this Indian wedding, they had camels and they had elephants and so what does your wedding want and need? And I said, hey, I'm from Wisconsin. I need a lot of beer and cheese. And they still ran out of beer even after I warned them. So again, it is a memory that to this day, all my friends and family still talk about. So when you call it a memory doctor, yeah, we get to do really cool things. Let's not forget it's hard. We work hard, but we play hard. And let's share that with our friends and family.
I love
it.
So talking about groups, you guys had a pretty famous group, the Bachelor franchise came to one of your resorts.
I don't know how many of you out there are Bachelor fans, but if you are,
I would say a lot of
Okay. So I am too. I've watched since the first episode ever. Alex Michelle was his name, and I've watched every season ever since. I am a huge Bachelor fan.
I love it.
So yeah, I was so excited when our Inclusive Collection by Hyatt got a buyout, and if you watch the last three episodes of this season, which I think Joey was the best Bachelor I've ever seen, ever. Like, he just was humble and smart and caring, and he found an amazing woman, which is great. He actually had 2 choices, but they bought out Secrets Tulum, which is one of our new properties, and they did a buyout, and they filmed it at Secrets Tulum. They used Secrets Akamal and Secrets Moshe as well for some of it. So if you go back and watch,
those are beautiful properties.
I love Moshe.
Okay.
Yes, I love both of those, Akamal and Moshe.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm telling you, these resorts just keep trying to top each other. I was just at Secrets Playa Blanca, and Secrets Playa Blanca is in Costa Mujeres. And that owner also built Secrets Akamal, which is also one of my favorites, where they were at for The Bachelor. But yeah, they came to us, and it looks spectacular, but it's kind of one of those funny moments where you're like, that's our hotel on TV right now. Yeah. Holy cow, they're walking through that restaurant. Oh my God, he's going into a room. Yeah. So if you want, go back and watch the last 3 episodes, because they filmed there. They did some excursions in Tulum. It was really amazing, and to see our hotels get showcased like that, and you can't miss the commercials. They were all over, and calling your local travel agent was part of the tagline.
Yes.
Yeah, that's another thing. You guys are huge advocates for the travel agent industry.
Yeah.
The company, you and Ray.
Right.
What can we say about Ray?
I know. I'm so lucky to have Ray. I've known Ray my whole 28 years. For those listening,
he's that's Ray Snisky.
Ray Snisky. Yes, he's the president of our company, and so he is a lot of what is behind the kindness movement we did. If you know Ray, he's a big guy. He played football at UNLV, but biggest heart you're ever going to meet. And the guy gets choked up. He does a lot of charity work, and he really was behind pushing us to get this kindness movement to market and really share our heart with the world. So we're very fortunate that way, and I'm just really lucky that we have Ray and we have everybody behind us in what we're doing. So.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I noticed your shirt.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you being the real MVP and wearing the real MVP.
But I'm going to have to say, I did get it off of Amazon, so I have not quite graduated to the official MVP merchandise.
So the timing could not be any better. Because I have a little treat for you here.
Oh!
And I have your official. You have an MVP bag and some nice swag inside.
I cherish this. As you can see, I ordered Amazon, and I didn't want to not represent here because I love you guys so much. And with your rock star theme, I wore my leather jacket. I went onto Amazon, and my husband goes, MVP? And I'm like, you remember JJ and Jamie, those people I talked about? Oh, yeah, those people you love in Orlando. Yeah.
So one of the shirts we put in there is it has our logo, MVP.
Yeah. Okay.
And then it says is A-OK. It's the gray one. There's
the gray one.
in
Okay.
there.
I've got a lot in here. Look at this.
MVP is A-OK. But A-OK is Derek Anderson's act of kindness.
Oh my gosh.
And Derek is one
You
of
told
JJ's.
me about Derek. Yeah.
And so that's the MVP is A-OK.
Oh, I cherish this, you guys. Thank you so much. Truly, like I said, as we started this conversation, love you guys. I think what you guys do, when you resonate with people who share similar values, care and kindness and respect and all the things that you guys do, success comes naturally there. You don't have to work for that part of it. When you form that relationship, we have to work hard and we have to train and we have to do the stuff that makes us MVP rock stars. But you have to start with that foundation, and you guys have that great foundation. And your relationship, the way you exude yourself to your agents and your team, we love you guys. And I told JJ that I want a grandbaby, so I passed him in the hall, and I'm like, I'm gonna steal you.
Perfect.
Oh my God, JJ, when he was describing that moment of like every time he holds him and how he gets emotional and the tears come, and I see that love you have for your family, and as much as I have it, I see it in you as well. That's what connects us. But yeah, watch out, Kylie, my daughter, because I'm coming back having seen a baby, and I want one.
That's wonderful.
There's nothing, because in my brain, I'm not a grandma. So I self-dub myself as Gaga because I'm like,
I'm not going to go by grandma either. I don't know yet.
I can't. I'm just too
You're
young.
Gaga?
Poppy.
Oh, that's so cute.
And it's funny because Doug and Michelle are the godparents.
Yeah.
And she is Mimi.
Mimi, and he's Bebop.
And we were sitting at dinner. He's like, well, what will I be called? I was like, I don't know, Bebop. And it just came out of nowhere.
And that fits him.
And it does.
Yeah.
Because you just look at Doug and he looks like a Bebop.
Oh, he does.
And right now, she is Gaga and I'm Poppy, but I'm sure once Jackson starts talking, whatever he calls us, we're going to be okay with.
I know.
I told him, because the other kids call, like Dwayne and Bianca's kids, they, even though we're kind of like their grandparents, they call us Aunt Jamie and Uncle JJ, because we're technically their great aunt and uncle.
Yes.
And I said, Jackson's probably going to call us Aunt Jamie and Uncle JJ. And Jay said, he is not. And I said, honey, a lot of times what happens
you just got to run with it.
Is if the other kids are calling us that, you know, unless you're calling us, you know, Gaga and Poppy, the odds of him calling us
we're just glad to train their parents.
That's right. So Reese and Jade are going to.
You guys are so blessed, and so I have my godson is actually Jackson. I love that.
Really?
Yeah, his name is Jackson. Well, so I want one. Kylie, if you're listening, I want one.
She's going to be on your text every day are going to be about.
I know. No, she knows. I'm giving her space. Her and her husband have begun 5 years, and they've got weddings and stuff. But I said, come on, let's. When is the timeline? I want a baby. Yeah, I know. But whenever it's right, we'll have one of those too. But you guys are so lucky. He's beautiful, and your family's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah. Jackie, thank you so much for joining us on our podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being a great partner, but also a great friend.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for watching Unscripted with JJ and Jamie.